Hi Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot, and if you are returning, welcome back my Vibrant Soul tribe. It's always good to see you. So today we are asking about a specific person on your mind, and we are going to be asking, do they think about you? We are going to be getting a direct answer, so either a yes or a no, and then we will be further elaborating upon said answer. What I mean is basically if we get a yes, we'll be looking at why they're thinking of you, what are they thinking about, and that sort of information. And if it's a no, we're going to be getting why not and what do you need to know about it, okay? So if this sounds like a reading you are interested in and you have a specific person in mind and you are wondering if they are thinking about you or if they at least do think about you, then you are at the right place. So let's go ahead and get into the pile selections. We're going to look at these 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 is going to be starting right here, and it is the Santa Muerte tarot deck. And on top of that tarot deck, we have this blue apatite stone here. So this is the crystal for pile 1. For pile number 2, we have the Fountain Tarot deck, and on top of that we have this aura coated quartz. Okay. And last but not least, for pile number 3, we have the Weaver Tarot deck, and on top of that we have this labradorite tower here. So that is all the piles. Feel free to choose whichever one you feel most drawn to. If you feel drawn to multiple piles, there most likely will be multiple messages in there for you. So just trust yourself and do what feels right to you. When you have your pile or piles chosen, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your convenience, as always. Feel free to check out any additional information in the description box. There will be channeled songs with each pile, which is kind of like just an additional message to your reading. If you're wondering any of the names of the decks that are being used in this video, that will be in the description box as well. If you have any questions about me or anything, feel free to just check the description box. If you do not see your question answered, you can comment it, and I will try my best to get back to you in a timely manner as fast as I can when I see it, basically. So that's pretty much it. I can't wait to see you guys at your reading or readings if you choose more than one pile. So I will see you there. Bye. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. Today we are looking at the person on your mind, and we are asking, do they think about you? And what do you need to know about this? Like, what do you need to know about their thoughts? What are they? What do they consist of? If they don't think about you ever, what's the reason? And stuff like that. So welcome in. I hope you guys are comfortable. We are going to begin here shortly. We're going to be doing things a little bit differently in this reading, but that's okay. We like to switch it up every once in a while. But the one thing that we are going to be consistent with is we are going to set the intention and invite spirit in before we begin. So spirit, if you could please tune me into my pile 1's collective energy. Ooh. Sorry, I'm nosy. My pile 1's collective energy and the collective messages here for my pile 1. Can we please show them if this person on their mind thinks of them and any information about that? May this reading offer pile 1 any clarity or answers that they're seeking, any messages that they're needing to hear right now, any insights into this person, into this situation, and maybe into their mind about what their thoughts are of them and if they think about them. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So this is the part that's going to be a little different. I have this yes or no deck that I'm going to be using. I'm actually going to be using this in another reading shortly. But I thought it would be fun to use it and see if the person on your mind thinks of you. So Spirit, if you can please answer. Does this person think about pile 1? Does this person think about pile 1? Yes or no, Spirit? Yes. Give yourself permission to receive. Wow. Bottom of the deck, we have this moment is for reflection, not action. So this could also be like, yes, they are thinking about you. With the message of receiving too, it kind of makes me think of like almost like Empress or feminine energy, not masculine energy, with the lack of action here too. So they're probably not doing anything at this time about it, but they are thinking about you, or yes, they do think about you. There could be a lot of reflection going on, and whether or not either they're thinking about taking action here, depending on the situation. And we're going to use the tarot now to see what this person's thoughts of you are, like what's going on in their mind. Okay, I don't want this to be on the screen because I don't want it to get ruined. Actually, I just thought of that. So sometimes like the pictures will pop up for like the piles down at the bottom, you know, when you select the pile, and I don't want anyone to see the yes. So you guys have seen it. I'll put it back maybe like later. But I feel like that could ruin the fun, no? If like you're like looking at the pile and you already see a big fat yes or a big fat no, that ruins it. Okay. So we have the answer here. What is the reason, or what's on their mind when they think about you? Spirit. We have the 3 of Pentacles. So there's a lot about the way you and them like work together. You could have like, okay, so I'm hearing that they think about you like hanging out with them, or like just being near them, and how you affect them, maybe in ways of like almost like how you make them feel. But the 3 of Pentacles is definitely a card. It could be a card of appreciation here too. It could be a card of like observing and wanting to like work with someone or something. I always picture it in my mind when I think of the 3 of Pentacles. I picture the Rider-Waite 3 of Pentacles, which is like 3 people and then they're like watching one person. So maybe this person is like watching you in different ways, whether that's on social media, or maybe if you're not able to see this person in person, or like, yeah, if you're not able to see this person in person, it may be social media. But what I meant to say was that if you are able to see this person in person, like maybe it's like through their job, or like if you guys go to school together, whatever, they maybe just are interested about what's going on with you, what are you doing, stuff like that. Now this card is depicted as them watering these plants. So that could also be about the connection between you and them, right? Like seeds have been planted, whether that's feelings could have been stirred, you know, in a way, and they're like wanting to nurture you in a way too. Maybe tell you about their appreciation for you, or how they see you, or how you make them feel when you guys are interacting. I just heard mirroring as well too. So maybe their thoughts could be mirroring of stuff that's going on with them. Or mirroring is just very significant here. I mean, in some way, shape, or form, everything in our perception is somewhat of a mirror, because we choose, you know, that's how we see it. Is like you could see something and then it could be completely different to somebody else, right? Because it's only mirroring what you choose to see it as, if that makes sense to some of you. Okay, what are they thinking about? We have the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands coming out. Spirit, what is this person thinking about? We have the Hermit. The Hermit makes me think they are doing some reflection here, some self-reflection, some self-analyzing maybe about their habits, their wants, and their needs in relationships. Maybe like how they go about things with this Knight of Wands. And we have the 10 of Cups. Wow. So clarifying the 3 of Pentacles here. We have the Knight of Swords. Yeah. They definitely think about expressing this to you. They definitely think about telling you, and maybe even just interacting with you, whatever that even means, like whatever way, shape, or form, really, when you think about it, like whether that's like through messages, through a phone call, in person, hanging out with you. That's something that they definitely think about. It's like they kind of like crave your energy in that way. And I think that's where that appreciation is stemming from. I think that they just kind of crave it, like whether you make them feel really good or they just like to be around you, that sort of thing. And the Knight of Swords usually depicts us wanting to put our thoughts into action, right? We have these ideas, we have these thoughts, we have these words, whatever the swords may represent. And we want some sort of movement with that. Like we want to make something happen here. Maybe with the growth here, with that plant, it's like development, wanting to develop something further. Watering this connection, watering maybe you, showering you with words of affection or with their thoughts and feelings, so something here doesn't fully die. They're realizing that they kind of do need to nurture this situation in that sort of way. Or if you don't, you know, it's the same thing as like not watering a plant that needs water. If you just walk away, it's gonna wither away and it's gonna die. And so in the Knight of Wands here with 2 knights, I would say they may think about taking some sort of action here, taking things a step further. The Knight of Wands, though, being the passionate one, but I just can't help to think that with the Hermit here, shining the light, reflecting right back on the Knight of Wands, they may be reflecting and thinking about the situation in a way more serious light than they may have depicted or may have thought of in the first place. Like the Knight of Wands can be sometimes like our player energy, or like it could just be like, you know, we're just moving through, we're having fun, we're not really planning on staying too long, it doesn't really matter, you know, we're kind of just having fun, and wherever the wind takes us can sometimes be that Knight of Wands energy. And with that being said, they may be definitely deeply thinking about that. And I'm hearing past choices for some of you too. It is a general reading, so just take what resonates. Thinking about past choices, maybe even doing some self-reflection on like how they've interacted with other connections and things like that, and the importance of this one to them. So clarify the Knight of Wands. Speaking of, let's go ahead and get that card out for you. The Devil. Okay. Yeah. This person has definitely been doing some self-reflection on their toxic patterns, toxic behaviors. Maybe the things that they thought once were fulfilling aren't fulfilling anymore. Like I said, like if this person at one point in time wasn't like the type to kind of settle down, or they were like dating around, or it, you know, it could be any of these things really, but they're definitely doing some self-reflection when it comes to that. Maybe even changing their ways, and maybe thinking about their patterns, thinking about and when it comes to you, there is an innate desire here. There's a lot of passion for you. There's a lot of sexual energy. There's a lot of sexual desire here. And I would even go as far to say, when the Devil can come out in a thinking about you reading, that can indicate maybe a little bit of obsessing over something, or feeling very attached to it. Wow. Okay. Also, we do have Virgo energy, and we do have Capricorn energy here present as well. We're going to get further confirmation for signs and initials later on too, so don't worry if that's irrelevant to you. So clarifying the Hermit card here, we have the 7 of Swords. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's a lot of like imagery depiction here. Actually, let me get this card out and then we'll talk about it. Clarify the 10 of Cups here. But I I'm already noticing so much about the images on this card. Okay. I almost feel like I want to hurry up here. We have the Three of Swords here with the Ten of Cups. Oh. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged Man. So the first thing that caught my attention here is that the body depicted in a coffin here in the Hermit, whereas the clarifying card, this body is coming out of a coffin. And there's words here. It says hope and reflection, but it's spelled like reflection. Interesting. We also have nails here on the ground that can depict, you know, like those nails in the coffin. Things are coming out still. Like it's not completely over for this person. If that resonates with you, there could still be like hope here and things like that. But the Seven of Swords can be a card of distrust, dishonesty, sneaky behavior. And I'm hearing that the fact that it is paired here with the Hermit, this person has a hard time trusting themselves at times. The Hermit is usually our inner guidance, right? We have that guiding light. It's our inner truth. It's where we are led. You know, it is about introspection and things like that, which we were seeing here with your card. Not that card, the one at the bottom. I was like, wait, that doesn't say anything. You guys remember, right? Reflection here. And so I do think that this person reflects a lot on their actions when it comes to you, their past actions. Maybe them not being able to fully receive due to trust issues and things like that here too. It kind of feels like there's some things that are very deeply rooted, deeply seated. Whether they know the answers of like why they're thinking about this with you and stuff like that, it kind of feels like that's where it's kind of stemming from, right? Almost like spirit's like, hey, there's something important here for you to look at. Like, hey, take a look at this. Why does this keep coming up? Why does this pattern keep repeating in your life? Why do you keep thinking about this person and feel whether or not there is hope or there isn't hope? Or why did you do that? Why did you sabotage? Why? All of these things, right? I could go on and on and on about all of these questions. And so I think that there's deeper meaning behind this in that sense. Another thing with the Ten of Cups and the Three of Swords here too is that these are very like polar opposite energies. There's the Ten of Cups, which is like full fulfillment, full happiness, and the Three of Swords is heartbreak. And so if you and this person are in a separation, or maybe you're currently not speaking, there definitely is a lot of things like that they've been thinking about coming up, like, well, they should have just let themselves be happy. Why does this always why does this always happen to me? Or why can't I have this? You know, there's a lot of like questions that I feel being asked here. That's why they keep coming up here too. Also, this Three of Swords is depicted as almost like looking like somebody stabbed this person in the back, right? And they're sitting on top of their head. So they could have a lot of things that are weighing heavy on their mind, quite literally, when it comes to you and when it comes to this connection. Another thing too is sometimes the Three of Swords can come up as our blockages, right? They're things that are stopping us from having a happiness and being fully fulfilled and things like that. So maybe this person is like, I can see myself with pile one, like, and you know, everything is great, everything is good, it's all happy. And then all of these things start to creep in. So this could be whether that's sabotage, whether that's doubts, fears, anything kind of blocking this person from like fully experiencing that, even if it's just in their mind, right? So it's like they want to be happy here. They want to, you know, fully embrace this connection, but there's a lot that is weighing heavily on that. That's kind of seems to be pulling that down, weighing that down. They may be thinking about coming out of this Hermit energy and actually doing something about it. But it kind of feels like now this Seven of Swords card is, the person is looking directly at this Devil card. So it kind of feels like they are face to face right now with themselves and you. And I know this whole reading probably sounds like very deep or maybe even dramatic. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love deep readings and stuff like that, but it feels like there's a lot of things deeply rooted, connected to, whether it's feelings, emotions, all kind of tied to the way this person thinks about you and when they think about you and stuff. The Hanged Man being at the bottom of the deck, underneath that we have the Five of Cups. There's a feeling of kind of being stuck here, kind of having to surrender to whatever's happening, whether this person's not able to do anything about it or they just feel like they can't. And so they feel like there's this sacrifice that either has to be made or has been made, and it may not have been their awareness choice. And what I mean by that is, if it was their choice, it was more of like not a conscious choice, but a pattern. I hope that's making sense to you guys. Any more messages, Spirit, about what this person thinks? I just feel like there's a lot that they wish they could say to you that for whatever reason they can't or they don't. They're trying to trust themselves. They're trying to overcome like maybe even old patterns and things. And there is a deeply rooted, like almost obsessive attraction here that they feel towards you. Like they are extremely, extremely drawn to you. And I think that with the Ten of Cups and the Three of Swords, if I kind of zoom out and look at this from a different perspective, maybe just not from in this person's like mind and in their head, if I zoom out in that way, I kind of think that sometimes this person is really scared to let themselves be too happy due to past pains and, you know, things that they may unintentionally carry with them. You know, and it's like they feel it, they sense it with you in this situation. It's almost like they know that it's there. They know that they could have that, but there's something that still holds them back or weighs them down in regards to this. There's definitely, like I said, reflection here. That's something that keeps coming up over and over and over again. And I keep hearing why questions too, which we've been saying that too. Like, why did I do that? Why does that keep happening? Why did it have to go this way? Will it go this way almost? I want to get a channeled message. What is a channeled message for what's on this person's mind, Spirit? Winter. Winter can signify us going through, especially kind of with this Hermit here too, our own, I want to say like dark night of the soul, but sometimes the winter can just be our own hardships or just things that we kind of have to endure for a little. You know, it's not usually the easiest time, and winter usually is a time for introspection as well too. Okay, that one fell on the ground. I don't know if you guys saw it like completely fall off the table. Bottom of the deck here we have, it says, I feel empty. I'm scared of falling in love. And that brings me, this I'm scared of falling in love brings me exactly to what we were talking about here, of like this Ten of Cups and this Three of Swords. Like they're like, I see this potential here in this connection. I see this being something that is so great, so fulfilling, so wonderful, you know, with you, pile one, and whatever the experience is, like it just feels like it could be very wonderful. There's such a deep attraction. There's like a respect here for you. There's all of these things, right? But there's also this kind of distrust here, maybe even dishonesty. Like this person right now with the Seven of Swords and the Hermit, they're kind of in this introspective energy of like where I need to be honest with myself. Their thoughts may or may not even be reflecting that. I can maybe see both sides to here as well. But when it comes back to that, I'm scared of falling in love, you know, with those high highs, there's that risk and that potential of these extreme low lows. And sometimes people get scared and they sabotage, or sometimes people hold themselves back a bit because, you know, because of that, or they play it safe. And sometimes people don't even consciously know that they're doing that. They may convince themselves otherwise, right? They may convince themselves that that was supposed to happen, or that the other person was no good or anything like that. You know, the whole time they're just not wanting to face that truth. And I do believe that things happen for a reason and stuff like that. And I do believe we don't truly pass up things that are meant for us. But I do think that there are sometimes we have these moments that are like these awakenings in that sense too, of like, well, oh shit, that was me that did that, you know? And I think that that's kind of something that this person is currently going through right now. They're looking at their actions instead of blaming. And I would say, to sum it up, like, if you want to do it like on a short terms, like shallow terms, I would say that this person likes you. Depending on how deep this situation is, you know, loves you. And I would say that they're extremely attracted to you and all of that. And but I just would say also that they definitely hesitate when it comes to fully like going for it or embracing it, if that makes sense. Give me one more channeled message, Spirit, from this deck. What's going on in this person's mind? I miss you, but I lie to myself. Emphasis on I lie to myself. We were just talking about that, right? Being honest here. Being honest with yourself and... I don't care about what other people think anymore. I want you at the bottom of this deck. Can I get some more insights here about what's going on in this person's mind, Spirit, when they're thinking of pile 1? We have grieve, and we have release. Bottom of the deck, we have forgive. Yeah, I would say it's hard. I would say it is hard for this person to kind of think about this. With this release, I think that this imagery is depicting very well of like what we were talking about earlier with that devil card energy. We have all of this like toxicity, we have like all of this poison and things like that, and this person is quite literally like barfing it up, and barfing or puking is a way of when your body has had enough, or there's this sickness or toxins or illness, it quite literally will do this you know, act of release. And I think that with this hermit energy, it's definitely a part of this person's process for releasing some of the things that don't quite serve them, specifically when it comes to relationships and how they interact with people, what they want and things like that. And like, unfortunately, sometimes it does take us as people sometimes to have to lose something that you really wanted or really want, or maybe even have like all of these crazy regrets and just like these deep feelings, for us to like have that awakening, or to have that wake-up call, or to have these realizations and to release these things and to say no more, you know, or to do things differently, to heal, to grow. Sometimes, like SZA says, I love that song, shout out if you know the song, like SZA says, sometimes, you know, you have to break it if you want it to grow. Everything I love, I gotta let go. Okay. Well, Yeah. This reading has been quite interesting. I feel like it has been a little all over the place, but for the most part, this person's thoughts of you are quite deep. Or like I said before, deeply rooted. There's a lot of ties to this, and I do think that there is like spiritual reasons for that. So, and you know, with the give yourself permission to receive, for some of you, that could be very significant, unlike this person. Like, going through this, I'm scared of falling in love, I miss you but I lie to myself, maybe whether it's like sabotage or whatever it is, it's like there's something here tied to the root of them opening up and receiving love, or receiving something and seeing it for what it is. Okay, let's get some further confirmation though. So the significant zodiac signs, what did we say? We had Virgo and Capricorn for sure. So let's see, Spirit, what are some other significant zodiac signs here for my pile one, please? Thank you. Gemini. So we have Gemini coming out. Also, the month of June could be significant, or maybe the end of May for some of you here. Maybe the month of September or January. We have Sagittarius. December could be significant. Oops, dropped it. We're going to leave it though. Cancer. So we have the zodiac sign of Cancer, and maybe the month of July here too. Oh, excuse me, I'm sniffling a little bit. I feel as though I'm getting a little sick. It is that season for me though, so. Okay. So we have in R, we have an O. We can spell the name Roy. Do we have an A? I was going to say Ray, maybe. But we also have a T. So we have R-O-Y. We have a T. So there could be something significant about like a toy. Like maybe this person didn't mean to toy with you. Or if they treated you like a toy, they toyed with your emotions. That's something that's coming up in this reflection. We have a P. We have a K. We have another O. Ooh, this makes me think of, so we have a C and we have another C. This makes me think of like cuckoo. Oh, Coco. Maybe that's someone's nickname too, but maybe like you drive them cuckoo. We have an M. M-Y right there is my. We have a J. We have two M's. And a V. Project or project is coming to mind. I don't know if we can spell that. P-R-O-J. No, we can't. But that's what I was thinking of. T-K. I'm just rattling off random stuff here, by the way. Oh, Om. Okay. So that is that portion. I'm hearing community too for some reason. Interesting. So that's that portion of your reading. We are going to just get an ending message for you. Anything that you need to hear. And I got this new deck, which I've been interested in. So we're going to use that. I'm going to use it in the next reading, or one of the next readings as well. But I thought we could like break it in together. It's pretty cool. So it has like the regular tarot cards in here too, but there's also like additional meanings. So we have like the Ace of Metal, the Fool here is the Heart. It's called the Body Tarot, and it's also based off of ancient Chinese medicine too, which I think is really cool. And as I'm filming this, it's literally about to be the Chinese New Year. So Happy New Year. Happy Chinese New Year to all of you that celebrate. Or the Lunar New Year, I think, is also Could be significant to some people too. It's about to be that here. Either way, doesn't matter. Let's see what your message is. We're going to read it from the guidebook and then also maybe intuitively too. Let's see. Spirit, what message do we have for pile 1 in regards to this situation and these messages here? Oh. My hair's everywhere. What was about to fall out is the small intestine, and it's the star card with hope. And then underneath that, we have triumph. So maybe there's like keeping hope alive here. Whether that's just in regards to like your love life, or for some of you, if you feel like it's this situation, depending, I'll let you be the judge of that and be the decider of that. But I do feel like regardless, even if one thing ends, or one period ends, or one chapter ends, or one season ends, you get my point here, you know, it's not over in that sense too. So, and then having like that spark of hope, or having that faith, you know, even if things aren't working out for you, can just be so helpful and so healing, even if they're not working out for you in the moment. I want to kind of rephrase that. Even if things aren't seemingly working out, I promise you, in the bigger scheme of things, they most likely are working out for you, and your future self can probably vouch for you, but you will have to obviously wait to see that or get there. You don't have to just take my word for it, right? But keeping that, like, just that belief of like, well, you know, if this isn't gonna work, then there's something better. I'm telling you that it's like medicine. It is. It's like, it helps. And it doesn't help completely, like, it's not meant for you to avoid any sort of like deeper feelings and things like that. But it is a crutch, and it is helpful to help you get through anything, right? Knowing that, and like I said, truly believing that, it just hits different, right? When you go through situations that are kind of maybe don't work out the way that we want to, or it doesn't seem like it right now, right? Just having that hope of like, well, maybe, you know, the future will tell me something different. It'll show something better. Maybe it'll come back around, you know? Okay, so Spirit, what is the message here? For reals now, what is the message here for my pile 1? Oh, we have the stomach with justice and fairness. We also have, coming out too, lots of earth energy. The 6 of earth, the generosity. 7 of earth, achievement. And the 9 of earth, freedom. And these are all kind of connected too. It looks like that could be the spleen and the stomach here as well. Well, okay, let's just state the obvious too. How are your guys' digestive systems been? Are they good? Are you guys, you know, regular in the department? I don't mean to get too personal or too gross here, but sometimes, and this message could be for me too. Sometimes our organs and the way that we're processing things, the way that we're digesting things, can reflect through physical ailments too. And it doesn't even have to be something dramatic. Usually something will like kind of whisper right before like something like crazy happens. So I just thought to point out to that too. Make sure you guys are eating your fiber. Fiber is great for you, okay? I know, dude, don't even get me started. I feel like fiber needs the same PR team as protein. Have you guys been on the internet lately and just seen like everything's like protein, get your protein. Dude, fiber is that girl. Okay, fiber will get you right too. Okay, so make sure you guys are eating lots of foods with fiber in them. And you can always start slow too. You don't want to overwhelm your system all at once and stuff. But there's lots of fiber in vegetables and fruits and beans, legumes. I love chickpeas. Oh my gosh, I can eat chickpeas with anything, like hummus and all that. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But you get what I'm saying, right? So make sure that you guys are fueling yourself properly as well too, when it helps you feel better. I'm definitely, I feel like I should take my own advice in this one too. Right now, lately, I haven't been eating the best too. And look at me, guys, I'm sick. I'm over here, I'm dying, and I don't feel my best. And I feel like I could feel a hell of a lot better if I was just eating a little bit better. So I didn't mean to go off on a tangent too, but take care of yourself, take care of your bodies. This can also represent how we are digesting situations in our life. right? The stomach and things like that. I'm going to put this back. I want to read it from the book for you too, since it is that Justice card. The Justice card reminds us that what is meant for us, again, will work out. Make sure that it is fair to you. If you can reflect on a situation and you can see, well, maybe you haven't been treated the best, or you haven't been appreciated, or things like that, and it seems to be crumbling apart. And even if you're reflecting on past situations with this, right? And it seems to be falling apart, maybe there's a higher justice involved in that. You know, maybe it's sometimes things don't work out because you deserve a little bit better, right? And make sure that you're doing things in fairness to you and also to others too. With that 6 of Pentacles or that 6 of Earth coming out, you know, you're somebody who can probably be very generous. You know, you like to give, or like, you know, even whether that's your energy and things like that. And it's all about equal give and take too, right? Because we don't like to be drained. But I want to read what it says for you. I like the guidebook. And like I said, I just got this deck probably 2 days ago. So I'm excited. We're doing it together. Okay. The stomach is the powerhouse of the body. It is now thought that we have a secondary brain of sorts in our gut that is responsible for all the processes that happen here. Have you ever eaten something and immediately known you were going to be sick? That's the stomach telling you swiftly what is good for you, because you may have sniffed what you ate and thought it was fine, but the stomach has better judgment than you and has rejected what you ingested. In the same way, this card is about sound judgment and swift, decisive action. Society decides together in democratic nations what their laws should be. We then follow these or not, depending on our personal morality. This card indicates the consequences of our actions, whether that is a broken contract or a criminal act. This can be a very positive card to you if you have been the victim of a crime, as it can indicate that justice will result. But this interpretation does depend on where in the spread the card lands. In any case, at least, you do know that all arguments will be weighed and the judgment will be a considered one. I think that we can change that, where the spread to your situation, right? Like, what has happened here? What is going on with you? You know, if you feel though you have not done anything wrong, or maybe you feel like you haven't been getting what you deserve, whether that's in this connection or in love, maybe just in life in general, Spirit's saying that you know, you will get your justice, okay? That's another message, Spirit. I just heard sometimes you have to wait and see. And sometimes that can be a struggle. Sometimes waiting to see how things are going to play out can be a struggle. And I can vouch for that too. Don't worry. I can definitely vouch for that too. But in the meantime, what are you putting your energy into? Where are your thoughts going? Are your needs being met? What are the needs that you want to be met? These are all things Spirit's kind of going through to ask yourself, or maybe just to throw it out there, just to think about, right? And if someone isn't meeting your needs, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say, I want better. It's okay to maybe even do your own thing for a little bit too. With that 9 of Pentacles there, the 9 of Pentacles is about our independence, but it's also about, you know, us being well off, and whatever that means, right? Whether that's well off with somebody, well off without somebody, well off financially, you know, you can kind of, it's a tarot, you can kind of use it to however you would like. But and I think that Spirit wants the best for you, and Spirit wants you to be well off, and those things do exist. Those great things you know do exist. Those relationships do exist. That energy that you need reciprocated does exist. So just be aware of that in general. It's like what I kind of want to say. Just be aware of that fact, but also, so if it's not happening for you, it's okay to just take a step back. And you don't even have to make any like rash decisions. It's okay to just fall back and allow things to play out, right? It's okay. And that message too, I really liked about, you know, sometimes we sniff something out and sometimes it seems okay, right? But your stomach has better judgment than that. And so your stomach will decide if that was a good choice or not to eat. Definitely, I feel like that's almost like too, sometimes the universe knows as well. And you'll know by how it's affecting you, how the connection is affecting you, how their actions are affecting you. And it's not always perfect in rainbow and sunshines, even in the healthy connections too. Of course, you're going to have disagreements and you're going to have, but it's more of like an overall, right? An overall energy. Like sometimes, like, you know, in a healthy relationship, you can hurt someone else's feelings, right? And they can piss you off too and stuff like that. I'm not saying just any and everything, but overall as a whole. And it's funny too, because we have this instance of, we were literally talking about puking. And the stomach talks about when something's not for you or things aren't for you. If you're not doing the right thing or eating the right thing, you know, you're puking it up too, or it's going to get rid of it. Well, actually, your stomach, it can go either way, but you know what I mean? But you get my point. I don't mean to keep talking about bodily fluids, but hey, we're humans, right? So in that sense, there could be things being released on both ends, right? So what do you need to release? What is trying to come out of you? What is trying to be digested from you? Lots of yellow energy too. So the solar plexus can be very significant here as well. I just cut the deck to see. Oh, these make sense too. Okay. So we have the Seven of Water, rationality. I'm going to put it back. But we also have two other major arcana cards coming out for you. We had the diaphragm and the large intestines, which the large intestines works with the stomach. Or they're connected, I believe, right? This was where you process the other things and it comes out. But we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Moon. So we have change and fear. So fear, whether that's fear of change or things like that, or fear of making the wrong choices, fear of holding back. Spirit wants you to release that, okay? I don't know why I'm hearing that song, Don't Fear the Reaper. Actually, that kind of makes sense. I do know why. But yeah, maybe Spirit's kind of coming through to say, don't fear these things. Don't fear change. Don't fear the unknown. Don't fear what may or may not happen or what may or may not work out. It is working out for you, even if you can't see it. And sometimes we just go through experiences. Like, that's life, right? We live and we learn. And so there could be something about attachments here. Yeah. Either way, you're going to be okay. Ooh, we have liberation here. I do really like this deck. Yeah, either way, you're going to be okay, okay? And I feel like the stomach is like a process too. Like, you're allowed to feel, you're allowed to digest. You're allowed to sit in here as long as you need, right? And you're allowed to process too, just like the stomach processes things as well. You eat the food, you chew it up, and then the stomach, you know, does what it does. It takes the vitamins and the nutrients, and then it throws away the rest, and you know, all of that kind of cool things that our body naturally does on its own, which is really cool for that too. Shout out to our body. We should appreciate that as well. And so, like, you're allowed to process however it is, whatever it is, okay? Even if you just need to sit here and just think for a little bit, if you need to take some time away, if you need to talk to somebody, whatever it is, you know, make sure that you're processing this too, and you're digesting these experiences just as well. It's not always about other people too. Remember to think about yourself in this, okay? It's not selfish. Sometimes we have to think about ourselves because not everyone else is going to do that for us too, right? Like, we have to put ourselves first. We have to make important decisions for ourselves, because I don't want to make the world sound like a big, bad, scary place, but no one's usually going to do that for you, okay? Everyone else is usually thinking about their self and stuff. And so that could be a message here too, to make sure that you're putting yourself and your needs first right now at this time. And of course, if you have kids or children, you know, that's different. And I'm not talking about that. And you know that, though. You know what I'm talking about. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I did enjoy this experience, and it was a pleasure as always. So feel free to subscribe if you're not already, to check out some of the Timeless Tarot content I already have, the future readings to be made as well. If you are subscribed, shout out to you. Thank you so much, my Vibrant Soul Tribe. I love you guys. Thank you to those who like the videos, comment, subscribe, share, and do all of that supportive stuff that I just love so much. It means so much to me. So thank you again. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next reading. Or maybe if you want to check out another one from the past, like I said, they are timeless, right? You can do that too. But either way, I will see you there. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Fountain Tarot deck, or if you chose the Aura-coated quartz crystal, you are at the right place. So today we are asking about the person on your mind, and we are asking, do they think of you? And hopefully we will be getting as much information and the clarity on that you are looking for. So welcome in. Sorry, I saw something. I saw something on my finger and I have to wipe it off. I was just eating Oreos right now. I haven't had Oreos in years, and so I tasted one, and for like the first time in forever, and oh my gosh, they were so good. I probably ate like 10 of them. Anyways, you don't care about that. You care if the person on your mind is thinking about you, and you know what? So do I. So let's go ahead and take a look. First things first, though, I am just going to set the intention and invite Spirit in, and then we will begin. So Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my Pile 2's collective energy and the collective messages here for if this person is thinking about them, this person on their mind. Are they thinking about Pile 2? May this reading offer Pile 2 insights, clarity, any answers that they're looking for, or messages that they are needing to hear right now in regards to this person, and whether they are thinking about them or not, or the person in general, or maybe just the connection between them two. I'll allow any of that to come up as well. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Back to business. Back to business. So, Spirit, is this person, do they think about Pile 2? Does this person think about Pile 2, Spirit? This person on their mind, do they think about Pile 2? Uh-oh. Okay. So we have 2 cards. The reason why I said uh-oh is because I thought it was a whole stack. So we have it's a yes, but we also have you're being redirected and no. Bottom of the deck, we have no, this is a distraction. I feel like these, I'm going to be honest, guys. I feel like these are signs or flags from Spirit saying, yes, maybe this person may think of you, you know, maybe you are on their mind here, like, and stuff like that, but you may be being redirected from this connection, whether that's at this time or because there's something better or there's something else, or it's not aligned, or maybe this person, they may not be the best for you, depending on your situation. Now, we're going to use the tarot here to hopefully get a little bit more insights, because that's what it's for. We're going to get the answer, and then we're going to get why this is the answer, or what's going on, what do they think about, whatever. This is a distraction. No, there's more to learn first. Yeah, this does it not. It feels very much like Spirit's like, yeah, well, yeah, they may think of you. Okay, cool. But is this person what you should be focusing on right now? Is this person the best for you? We're going to see more. Okay. And I'm removing these I'm going to put these right here just in case it comes back up again. And I want to show you, but I'm removing them from the screen because I don't want it to show on the little picture. You know, like when you go to choose the timestamp and stuff, it'll have like pictures underneath it sometimes. So I don't want it to be given away before that. So, Spirit, why is this the answer? Why is this the answer for my pile 2? We have the King of Swords. We have the Two of Pentacles. The Page of Wands. Clarify the King of Swords here for me. The Five of Cups. The Four of Cups. The Knight of Swords and the Fool. This person may be... They may have a bit of, I want to say a little bit of an avoidant or maybe avoidant attachment style. Now, I'm no psychologist. I'm not here to diagnose somebody and say that. But with, I am kind of picking up on, they may not be in the energy, the open and receptive energy for a connection that you deserve or a connection that you want at this time. The Five of Cups indicate, yeah, they may be thinking about you, like there's some loss here, maybe it kind of sucks, or maybe their feelings are hurt, or maybe this could even be like you too, depending on if that's how you feel right now. But they may also have a mindset of the situation as like an inevitable loss here too. Yeah. Clarify the Two of Pentacles here. We're going to read more. I just want to get the cards out. We have the Nine of Swords. Clarify the Page of Wands here. Oh. We have the Ten of Pentacles, the Star, and the Three of Wands. Shoot. Bottom of the deck of the Page of Swords. There's something very significant about the way this person communicates. That's important to take a look at. And the Six of Swords. For some of you, that's maybe a lack thereof of communication. Maybe a lack of accountability. And I'm not doing this reading to bash this person. We're seeing why this is the answer. So if the answer for you is yes, they do think about you, but you're being redirected to something different. So Spirit, for some reason, is saying no. Or the universe is kind of looking at this and is like, well, no. We're seeing why that is the answer. They're saying that this is a distraction. There's more to learn. This feels like somebody that you may not even be in contact with right now. This feels like somebody that may be quite literally avoiding you. So if you are here and like you and this person are getting along great, you're talking, you're like, everything's great. What are you talking about? Like, why would you say this to me? This reading is probably not for you, okay? So I would pick another pile. But, yeah, so back to this. It kind of feels like, yeah, this person has an armor. They have a really hard exterior right now when it comes to the situation. The Two of Pentacles could be like, you know, sometimes it's like we have a lot to deal with. We have a lot of priorities. We have a lot of other things. But the Nine of Swords is saying that there's fears that are directing these choices. They may be purposely avoiding the situation out of their own fears. I'm really picking up on like maybe like an avoidant attachment or a fearful avoidant attachment style to where, you know, you don't want to get too close or do too much because that feels very scary, right? Feel free to look into that if you would like, or just attachment styles in general. Like I said, I am not here to diagnose this person. It's just kind of the energy that I'm picking up on, the energy that I'm feeling. So we have the Page of Wands. We have the Three of Wands, the Star, and the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like this is a message here that right now you may not feel it or you may not see it, but there is something stirring in your future. Maybe something to get excited about, but you don't have to quite just yet. Obviously, feel how you feel, process what you need to process. Of course, I'm not telling you anything. But with the Three of Wands, that's a lot to anticipate on this journey of life, so-called. Sorry, that sounded so cheesy. But I was like, this journey, and I was thinking that maybe some of you guys were going to be like, what journey? And I'm like, your life. But the Three of Wands is like getting out there, seeing what else is out there, expanding, right? Expanding your vision, maybe even taking the next steps and stuff. And the Star is about rejuvenation, healing, hope, faith, all of that. And the Ten of Pentacles is that future, that secure future. Whatever that you're putting your efforts into, it's building, it's accumulating. This could be the end game, you know. The Ten of Pentacles is like family and stuff. It is a lot about wealth, but we're talking about we're talking about a person, your life, and like, you know, your future right here too. So kind of makes me think that Spirit's saying there's something better out there for you. There's more. There's so much more. Something that you deserve, something that you almost expect for yourself. And maybe it's hard to expect that in this person, or maybe like even past connections, but you still have like this inner knowing or this inner expectations for what you want from a connection, what you expect from a person, what you want in your future, how you view it, at least the relationships, even if you don't have it like word by word, right? Or like an exact description, it's more of like a feeling, you know. And Spirit is saying that that is out there for you. That faith, that hope, it's important to hold on to that. And you're healing, you're going through this journey. And the Three of Wands is like when you're taking the next steps, whenever that feels right to you, of course, you know. But it kind of feels like the reason why you're being redirected is because that's probably not here for you here with this person, okay? I want to pull, sorry, I automatically wanted to like pull something else. Bottom of the deck, we have fear. If this person is fearing getting too close, or if this person is fearing, has their own fears, what are you fearing? Are you fearing change? Are you fearing letting go, or maybe the unknown? Because that's where this exists here too, okay? I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, and this, for some of you, this may be very like blunt, okay? So take it with a grain of salt. Hey, if you don't want to listen to it, you don't have to listen to it. That's the beauty, and that's the power. That's the power that you hold. You can say, I don't care what this lady has to say. I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and go ahead and do it. And I would say, you know what, File 2? Hell yeah. But if you feel like this message is for you, then, you know, stick around. Sit down. But we have power and we have spirit under here. Spirit keeps popping through in this reading to like almost redirect the messages here too, and like redirect you, maybe redirect your focus. Maybe Spirit's like, there's other things, you know, to experience, to have too. Like you don't have to focus on what's not happening or like what someone else is doing and stuff like that. Like you have an abundance. You have an abundance of whatever you really choose to have. And I know that that's like a spiritual word that gets thrown around, but it really is true. But it just, sometimes it's a process. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that all the time, but it is a process. And you will, you know, the more steps you take on your journey, the more your journey will appear, right? The path will appear, the people will appear, the things will appear, whatever it is that you're seeking, right? As long as you are brave and you are willing to take the next steps, so you are willing to maybe even say no or move on from things that aren't for you. And if you need to be shown over and over again that something isn't for you, that's fine too. This is something that's important to you, and it's individual to you, right? right? So it can take as many times as you need, or maybe you can ask this person, you can do whatever you really want. And I just feel like putting emphasis on that for some reason too, of the freedom that you actually truly have. Now, we don't have freedom to control other people, and we can't make other people see, but we have tremendous amount of freedom to do whatever it is that we want to or feels right to us. Right? And so fear can hold us back tremendously. I see it all the time. You probably see it all the time. It comes up all the time. Now, this person could be holding themselves back due to fear here too. And then you could also be holding yourself back due to fear of maybe nothing else being out there, or not knowing, or whatever it is. And I don't think that you're scared of being alone in any type of way, but I do think that sometimes the uncertainty of our choices can be fearful too. Am I making the wrong choice? Am I doing what's best for me? If I stick around, will it change? You know what I'm saying? And you can answer those as many times as you need. You can do whatever it is that you feel, right? But just be aware of maybe the fear on both sides is what I'm getting, or what is controlling here. Is it your choices? Is it fear? And like vice versa with them too. Right? But you're not here to heal anyone, at least purposely, right? You don't have to stick around. You don't have to do anything. You are just meant to do what you feel is right for you. Now, I know that kind of sounds inconsiderate, and I don't mean it in a way of like, you can just go around and act how you want. You know what I mean though, right? Like if you're not getting what you feel you're getting, you have all the right to say, it's okay. I don't want this anymore. It's okay. I want to see what else is out there. And spirit may have given you little nudges here and there for that, to do that. And there's a need to embrace curiosity here. Curiosity, we have the Six of Swords underneath that. Curiosity to kind of see what else is out there. Or maybe even if you don't have a definitive answer, I almost want to say like just taking a step back. You know, like you don't have to have all the answers, and that's okay. I do feel like freedom is kind of a big key word here. Freedom to choose, freedom to decide. What else can you tell me about this message here? I want to get some channel messages from this person too to see anything else, but I'm pulling this deck now for some reason. The 7th house. All about relationships. Oh, I want to read the guidebook for you because I just know there's a message in there. So let me see. Okay. So we have the 7th house. We have the realm of partnership. Zodiac ruler is Libra. Planetary ruler, Venus. Element air. Position angular. And house type, social. So in a reading, the 7th house is about evaluating your behaviors and your desires in all your relationships, intimate or otherwise. Are you holding on to old friends you have outgrown? Maybe a work partnership has shifted into something more. As we evolve and change, so do our relationships. Defining clear-cut boundaries doesn't make you a bad person. The 7th house in a reading can also indicate that it is time to expand your social circle. Joining a club or team sport is a great way to meet new people that you wouldn't otherwise. We all have valuable things to learn from one another, and you never know, you could find exactly what you are looking for. And we were talking about that with the 3 of Wands, of like expanding your vision, right? Opening up to that. And I like that this part stuck out to me too. As we evolve and change, so do our relationships. So as you expand, as you define what you want, you know, maybe even step away from things that aren't serving you, that is all creating and expanding this future, right? It's expanding it to the point where it's attracting more things in, things that are more aligned here too. And so I just have to say, I feel like Spirit is saying that there may be something, someone better, more aligned for you. It may be multiple people, you know? It may be like each person you meet teaches you something, makes you grow and expand. And I don't mean that it doesn't have to be devastating all the time. It could just be like, it could be mutual, it could be easier, you know what I'm saying? But it's like each person you meet along the way expands you, and you're building yourself, and you're growing, and you're creating yourself too. The person that you're becoming is just as exciting and as amazing, and we're always growing, we're always evolving. And then eventually you really like meet this person, or a person that you just feel so aligned to, so connected to, and they feel it too mutually. And you guys connect and bond, and then you realize why it didn't work out with anyone else, and maybe why you had to learn those lessons, because you learned all those things about yourself in order for you to show up in this relationship, that version of you that you are now. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, and you deserve somebody who's going to want to make you feel safe when conflict does arrive, that isn't going to run, or whether it's abandon you or anything like that. You deserve somebody who's going to show up for you in that way, to build that strong foundation, right? And sometimes fear can stop us from doing that. And I think we've all been there one way or another, right? It's hard to be vulnerable and have those difficult conversations, but the right people will definitely do it. Okay. What is a channeled message from this person? Like, what is on their mind? We have I can't get enough of you. Oh, then we have I can't trust you. What is on their mind? Since we did get a yes that they do think about you, what do they think about, Spirit? I love your touch, your laugh, your scent. Jeez, I want you. You ruined me by exposing me to a heaven with you. That's passionate. Bottom of the deck, we have this is a karmic situation. What does pile 2 need to know about this person, Spirit? I hate how much we've been fighting, so I'd rather not talk. That kind of makes me think that they do avoid conflict or avoid situations. I miss you, but I lied to myself. So again, there's this avoidance of like, I have these feelings, and, you know, I'm just, they would rather run, I feel, or I don't feel like we're intimate enough. Intimacy can also be like those intimate conversations, that getting close to the person, finding like, you know, what makes them tick, finding, you know, all of those intimate personal details that you have to show up to be vulnerable for and trust for. So no wonder we have it's a yes, this person thinks about you, but you're being redirected. I want to take advantage of this yes or no deck here. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, I put the other deck on top of it. Are you saying, Spirit, that there's someone better, more aligned for pile 2 than this person? Is this what you're saying? Yes, you can do this. The bottom of the deck, it says refocus your priorities. So we pulled a yes, but I was really drawn to the refocus your priorities here. I just don't be afraid. Okay. This is very interesting. Now we have a trust the timing message here. Just refocus your priorities. I mean, obviously, this could be like if you have goals and things like that, it's always important to focus on that and to focus on your life and flourishing that. And of course, like, it reminds me of that quote of like, when don't chase butterflies, when you tend to your garden, the butterflies will come. I think that's such a beautiful quote. But also maybe your priorities and like what you're wanting from a relationship. Like, what do you prioritize in a relationship? It could be consistency, of course, mutual respect, you know, love, affection, and all of those things, right? That would make you feel safe and secure in a relationship. Spirit's kind of saying like, maybe you should find your priorities in that too. And like that will be the baseline and the foundation to start attracting the right type of people. I mean, it's very adamant. This person has, like, we can even see from these, I was like, wow, that's really passionate. Like, these messages, like, you've ruined me by exposing me to a heaven with you and things like that. But the very first message coming out was that this person definitely has lots of things that they may need to work through in order to open up to experience that too. Whereas you may be ready for something deeper and this person may not be able to give you that. And that may be a hard pill to swallow for some of you at this time. But just know it's because, that's why I wanted to get this here too, because Spirit's saying that there is something better here. Okay. I want to get one final message for you. We're going to use this deck, so we're going to read out of the guidebook as well. This is a deck. It's like tarot. It has the major arcana tarot cards, but it's also about your body. And it also incorporates ancient Chinese medicine too. So right on time for Chinese New Year too. I love it. Spirit, what is the message here for pile 2? What is the message here for my pile 2? Oh, that one wanted to come out. Ooh, we have the 9 of Water, manifestation. I feel like this is a reminder here too that you are like very powerful. You are able to attract, to manifest. Specifically, like if it's a person or like that connection that you've been wanting, you know, manifest somebody who is secure, who is reliable, who is faithful, loyal, whatever, all of those things that you want in a partner, right? That you feel you need in order to feel safe and secure for you to open up and to love as well too. This is like a reminder that you can have these things. This is the 9 of Cups. This is that wish fulfillment. You're allowed to want those things. You're allowed to want better for yourself. You're allowed to go get better for yourself. Okay? This is your life. You deserve to be fulfilled. Okay? You deserve to be happy. You deserve to feel wanted. You deserve to feel wanted in person to your face, not just through a tarot reading. Okay? All of these things are very important for you. I love your touch, your laugh, your scent. There's something like almost like lacking in the physicality here though with this situation. And Spirit's saying like you deserve to be happy. Oh, look, we have the small, okay, we have the, that sounds funny. Oh, look, we have the small intestine. We have the Star with hope. Ooh, 2 of Metal with boldness. Being bold and being bold and like stepping out and making those choices, which is kind of what we were seeing there too. It's okay to let go. It's okay to release control of a situation, allow it to unfold naturally, and it's okay to expand your horizons too if you feel like you're not getting your needs met or if you feel like you want something better. You know, it's not personal. You know, it's not personal to the other person. And it's not personal to you either. It's about you guys and alignment. And you may be teaching this person their own lesson here too about needing to show up authentically, needing to be vulnerable, needing to be more present. Maybe this person may have regrets later in the future about this connection and about this situation. It's not your burden to bear, but it may be an important lesson for them. Okay, let's see. I want to read the star. So the small intestine, the star. The small intestine connects the stomach to a large intestine, and it absorbs nutrients and water from the food we eat so it can be used by the body. The shifting of all that is good and distributing it all its energy of this card. There is abundance at last. After a period of fear and famine, finally the storm breaks and a most beautiful dawn, a most beautiful dawn appears on the horizon. You can practically smell the hope and the potential in the air. Life is great, people are good, and there is nourishment to be had. You can see the path you need to take to meet your goals. This is the inspiration you are seeking, and it has not disappointed you. This is a great card for entrepreneurs beginning on a venture, as it indicates a positive boost. There may be a practical steps to take and hard work ahead, but for now, look at those rolling green hills and enjoy the lush pastures. As the day turns to dusk, you will know that the star you can see in the night sky is a lodestar for your dreams and a true guide to better times ahead. I love that. I feel like this is like after all that, after this, don't worry. These are coming. And it's okay to have hope, you know? It's okay to be reminded that there are better things out there. So we have the Two of Metal. Boldness, cleverness, and risk. A bird in the hand is worth two in a bush. That saying could be reversed for this card, as the two in the bush, not yet caught, are the ones you should go for. Sometimes taking a risk is a foolish endeavor, but if you have done your research, the energy of this card supports not playing it safe and striking forward in a bold way. This isn't an excuse to put all your savings on a card game, more that if you take a considered risk, such as expansion of your business, it is likely to pay off. Yeah, I think expansion in any way. Like sometimes it feels risky by just moving forward, right? Sometimes it feels risky by stepping into the unknown, or sometimes it feels risky just having faith to know that maybe something else is out there, something better is out there, or just moving in the direction that you feel. But Spirit is saying like fulfillment is yours. And with the manifestation card here, with the Nine of Cups, like you can have a fulfilling relationship. You can have all the things that you desire. You can manifest these things, okay? And I love that message from the star, which was basically like after all that bullshit, now it's like you can have stuff too. You can have good stuff. Good things happen. It's important to remember that, okay? Yeah. This was so interesting, this message here on this person. And I hope that it was divinely guided, and I hope that, you know, it was reaching whoever it's meant to reach. And I'm grateful for all of you guys being here. I guess we can do some confirmation still. I almost wasn't. I was doing my signing off things, but let's see. Spirit, what are some significant zodiac signs? We do have Aquarius here with a star. Some significant zodiac signs here are Leo. Now, keep in mind, this could be, if you see your sign too, that could be confirmation that this reading is for you. We have Capricorn and Libra. Okay. And if you don't see the zodiac signs or initials, that's okay as well. Again, trust your discernment. We don't always need confirmation to know it's for us, okay? Okay. So we have F, I, O, X, B, E, a P, an H, a G, an R, an M, a U. Wow, we got like, I don't think we got any doubles. Interesting. A Q, a J, and a C. Okay. I don't know why I just heard the name Greg. That was funny. Like, it was funny because it was just random. Like, it was like, Greg. Anyways, okay. So now we did the confirmation. I'm glad that we ended up doing it. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Thank you to those who support the channel. Thank you to those who like the videos, who comment, who share, who subscribe. All of the support. It just means so, so much to me. Thank you guys for being a part of this Vibrant Soul Tribe. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next reading. Hopefully I'll see you there. If you're not subscribed and you want to check out some of the Timeless Tarot content, or make sure that you check out some of the future content, they're all timeless though. You can subscribe. If not, then maybe I'll pop up on your feed or on your homepage whenever you need a reading. But either way, I will see you there. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Weaver Tarot deck, or if you chose the Labradorite Tower here. Just wanted to flash you guys. Get it? Flash you guys. But if you chose either of these, you are at the right place. So today we are looking at the person on your mind, and we are asking, do they think of you? And we will be getting information upon the answer. What I mean by that is, if we get a yes, we'll see why are they thinking about you? What are they thinking about? If we get a no, we'll see why is it no? And what do you need to know about that, right? So I hope you guys are comfortable and relaxed and ready for a reading today. First things first, before we begin, I just want to set the intention and invite Spirit in. So Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my Pile 3's collective messages and the collective energy here for, is this person on their mind thinking about them? Or do they think about them? And what do they need to know about it? Thank you, Spirit. May this reading offer Pile 3 insights, answers, clarity, or any messages that they're really just needing to hear right now in regards to this person, and if they are thinking about them. So let's take a look. Like I said, it could either be a yes or a no. So we have yes or no, not at this time. Or maybe some other answers. There's a couple different types of answers in here, but like 99% of them either are a yes or a no. So, Spirit, does this person think about Pile 3? Do they think about Pile 3, Spirit? I kind of feel like slowing down here, tuning in a little bit more. Let's see. Do they think about Pile 3? What do we have? It's just say yes. Yes, but stay centered. Okay. Yes, but stay centered and just say yes. Were some of you like, oh, I hope it's a yes. Oh, I hope it's a yes. Like, just say yes or something. I don't think that has to be the case, but like, that's what kind of this feels like here. Yes, but stay centered. So maybe there's still Spirit's like, don't get too ahead of yourself. Don't get too much in your head. Maybe you guys need to center, buckle up and center for this reading. I would even take that as a sign to kind of like, okay. Take some deep breaths here. Center yourself. Because we may have a reading on our hands that could be a little intense. I'm just feeling the energy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm not saying it's going to be good. I'm saying this energy could be a little intense, okay? I'm already feeling like judgment, the judgment card. That's Pluto energy. Okay, and I'm also moving your yes out of the screen because hopefully it doesn't ruin it for other people when they go to click on the pile. YouTube like clips pictures of the video and puts it down there, and so I would hate for it to be like already showing when they picture it. That kind of ruins it, doesn't it? Okay, sorry, enough yapping. Okay, why is this person thinking of pile 3, Spirit? Why are they thinking of pile 3? We have the Sovereign of Swords, which is the Queen of Swords. Why are they thinking of pile 3? We have the Two of Swords. I was just going to say, I think they're still like trying to make a decision or trying to decide how they feel or what they think about this connection or this situation. Whether that's, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. Whether that's what it's going to be, what the future entails. Maybe thinking about investing into this connection. Seeing where it goes here. Let's see. Oops. The Ace of Swords. I was going to say communicating too. The Ace of Swords sometimes is that breakthrough card of communication. That kind of like ding, little message. Or it's the idea of it. Let's see. So clarify. Also, we do have lots of swords here, which swords indicate what's the air, but it's also like our thoughts and our words. So that could indicate, you know, this person does think about you quite often. So clarifying the Queen of Swords. Spirit, why is the Queen of Swords here? Okay, both of these want to come up. We have the Ten of Swords and we have the Six of Cups. I can see why. Clarifying the Two of Swords. Why is the Two of Swords here, Spirit? We have the Six of Wands. Clarifying the Seven of Pentacles. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here, Spirit? Oh my gosh. The Ace of Wands. Okay. Little inspiration here. Clarify the Ace of Swords. We have the Strength card. Bottom of the deck, we have the Pillar. I believe this is either the Empress or the Emperor. Okay, this is the Empress. The Anchor is the Emperor in this one. I'm like 99% positive. Yeah. Okay. So we have the Empress at the bottom of the deck. All right. Another message with the... Now that we have the tarot, just say yes. Yes, but stay centered. they may try to stay centered, or they may try to stay. It kind of feels like they don't want to get overwhelmed, you know, with the circumstances, with their feelings, and with things like that. So even though they are thinking about you, they're still trying to, especially with the strength here, I feel like they're still trying to not, I want to say like not jump the gun. And I don't know if you guys heard me like giggling when I was shuffling, but I literally heard don't get your panties in a bunch. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from, but that's just kind of funny. And then we have all the messages of like, yes, but stay centered and just say yes. So with the just say yes and this Queen of Swords, I think that something that they definitely think about is how you're feeling, how you're viewing them, what you're thinking, how you would react, say, if they sprung something on you, if they confess something to you, maybe they hit you with a message, a phone call, whatever it is, right? Like, they're like, how would this person treat me if I did that? If I offered to come see them, would they just say yes? If I said I want to make amends, would they say yes? It's a general reading, so just take what resonates. And I'm just rattling off all the messages. I just heard something about consequences. So consequences for their actions. I know that sounds like vague, but it was like almost like, what are the consequences? Will there be consequences? Interesting. Okay, let me put these down so we can talk about it even more. Okay. So the Queen of Swords is 6 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. Why are they thinking about you? There's definitely lots of past energy coming through. The 10 of Swords and the 6 of Cups, for some of you, there could have been a kind of painful ending with this person, or there could have been something that had happened, that whether it caused a rift between you two, or it literally like I'm hearing that it bruised this person's ego. There's something here that bruised their ego, and they're kind of carrying this like damage with them. Now, if you want to go even deeper, I mean, the 6 of Cups and the 10 of Swords can also indicate childhood wounds that we carry with us, that affect us. Sometimes that can affect our behavior. It can affect our actions or reactions to certain situations. And they could just be thinking about past memories here with the 6 of Cups. But also with the Queen of Swords, it's like they don't want to go too deep, too much, because it seems like there's a lot of pain here with the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is not an easy energy, okay? Some of these messages, I feel like they're not even easily coming through. There could be things that this person like thinks that could be hard for them to say. Because sometimes these messages, I'm already kind of picking up on that. They're hard to relay. So the 2 of Swords and the 6 of Wands, they're kind of at a standstill right now because there's a part of them that really wants to make this work. There's a part of them that really wants to show up for you in this connection. There's a part of them that really wants to say, hey, let's just like leave everything the past in the past. Let's wipe this slate clean and let's see where this goes. The 7 of Pentacles can also represent, you know, this person feels like they put a lot, or not, it doesn't have to be a lot, but there's been like energy invested into this situation, maybe a little bit of time into this situation, and there's something that they feel like a spark of inspiration with this Ace of Wands. They feel like it's not over yet. It shouldn't be done yet. They should continue this. They should see where this goes. There's something it's like sparked this person's curiosity within this connection to follow this through. But I think that they question a lot and doubt, you know, is this actually going to work out? Is this going to be received well by you? Can we overcome the past? Can things be forgiven? Can you forgive? And I think that this person really does want to communicate something with you with this Ace of Swords. I think that they have already like an idea of what they would want to say. But they would have to, with the Strength card here, they would have to definitely put their pride to the side. They would have to really just push all their fears and everything to the side, and like how the Strength says, just be really strong about it to do it. Yeah. This makes me think that there's definitely contemplation. And the Queen of Swords being the first card makes me think that a lot of it is the unknown when it comes to you too. Like I said, how this would be received. And then also, yeah, if there were things that had happened between you and them in the past, even if it's just like mistakes, or it could be anything really, anything that may have caused, like I said, a rift between you and them. They're wondering if that can be wiped clean. I'm looking at this clock here. I'm really drawn to like this. It looks like a pocket watch or like a little clock. So maybe there's like time, almost like time heals kind of thing. Like maybe if there's a little bit of time, space, and distance, it won't be so bad. The Ten of Swords can also be things that we feel like drag us down and hold us back. I want to pull. Do I want this one? No. I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to pull an oracle. Sorry, guys. If you hear any noise in the background, I apologize too. I don't know if that was picked up on here. Tell me more about why this person is thinking, about you. Okay. Yeah. Get over here. So we have Lilith. And we have Chiron. There's some wounds here. There's some touchy subjects here when it comes to you. And we also have Ceres and Venus, which is so interesting because these are kind of like, this is like the shadow work. This is like the healing, but also like the Chiron is like where we feel triggered too. And then Lilith is like that energy of like overcoming all of the things that used to control us or used to make us feel bad about ourselves or pull us down. Just basically in this case, it kind of feels like it's like poking the wound here, and then it's like wanting to nurture the connection. So it's like they're very triggered here. At the same time, there's like these wounds that are still kind of open, that they're in the process of like healing. And then on this side, there's a want to just love and be loved and express their love. Ceres and the Empress are both very nurturing energies. And I think that that's something that they feel from you and want to express towards you. And Venus, you know, you guys know Venus, right? The planet of love and beauty. And I think that when they think about you, it's both. I think that they think about, obviously, the relationship, the effect you have on them, your beauty, what you mean to them, you know, this loving, beautiful energy. But at the same time, it pokes this wound here, or adds salt to the wound here. And it can hurt here at the same time too. And Lilith is an energy of, like I said, kind of like overcoming all of the things that once held us back or made us feel powerless. Sometimes it's when we have to face our shadow too. I just heard integration. I want to read the description here for you. Oh, right when I opened it, I opened right to Venus. Oh, and this Venus card is all about embracing. Were we talking about Pluto? All about embracing the beauty and just appreciation. Oh, okay. Let me focus. So Lilith is the shadow in this. When we start to stand up for ourselves, we are often faced with backlash and further punishment. Lilith asks that we don't back down, continue to push forward. In fact, you have the capacity to downright destroy those who continue to oppress you. Call upon this powerful figure of womanhood when you feel like you don't have enough strength left. Sometimes strength is just walking away from people you are told you are supposed to love, or the goals and expectations others have set for us. And I'm already here. We might as well check out. Okay, maybe not. Oh. Chiron appears when we have that nagging feeling of self-doubt we just can't shake. You already have all the tools you need to solve your problems. You just have to do some deep reflection to find them. Try as we may, even the most evolved of people carry their trauma with them everywhere they go. How they use this trauma is what is important. Are you lashing out at those around you, or are you focusing your emotions on something productive to better your life and the lives of your community? This asteroid carries with it a delicate balance between inward focus, tending to yourself, and outward focus, tending to others. Swaying too far in one direction can make us overindulgent and selfish, and the other way can leave us feeling neglected and burnt out. This is an ongoing theme of life that we all must experience at one point or another. And the keywords are wounds, healing, knowledge, gift, silver lining, hope, despair, sadness. Ooh, the words for Ceres here are nurturing, abundance, unconditional love, rage, grief, loss, beauty. Both of these words have very like polar opposite energies, right? It kind of makes me think with the Lilith, you know, with the Lilith and Chiron together, coming out together, like overcoming these wounds, pushing through and experiencing the nurturing and the beauty of this Ceres and Venus energy here too. But like we were talking about with the tarot, I do think that this person does have those doubts, and I do think that they have their own kind of, I almost want to say excuses, but I was going to say like reservations as to probably why they shouldn't or maybe even on the opposite side, why they should. And like, it kind of feels like an inward battle when it comes to you and when it comes to this situation. Like I said, when they think about you, there's this beauty, right? There's all of these like wonderful things that they see and they feel with you. And then there's also at the other end, there's these things that are really hard to look at and hard to face. And the Chiron talks about carrying those things with you. We were kind of a little bit getting into that with the 6 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. So there could be like realizations, observing like this person when they think about how they've reacted towards you or how they react about the connection here. For some of you, they could have been at one point like really defensive. What else can you tell me, Spirit, about them thinking about pile 3? Ooh, we have birth. Wanting to start anew. This person could feel like they've changed as well. Boundaries. We have childhood here too. Interesting. And then we have connect. Bottom of the deck, we have freedom. I'm seeing, I have to point out, I'm seeing so much polarity here in this reading. Like just 2 opposite ends of the spectrum of when they think about you or why they think about you. That could also be indicative of like, you know, they start to think about you and it feels really good and it's like one way, you know, and then their mind kind of like starts to give them all of the other things, and then so it may lead down a road that they're like, ugh, it starts to not be so fun anymore, if that makes sense. But with the boundaries and the connect coming out, this makes me think that it's like they want to show up, they want to express, they want to connect with you, whether that's just through conversations, it really doesn't matter. But they're also at the same time want to have this like protection. They want to stay kind of like safe in this. I'm interested now. Let's get some channeled messages. Let's get some further information. So, Spirit, what are some messages about this person's thoughts? I'm working on myself so I can be the person that you deserve. Oh, I love that. It genuinely does feel like this person is trying to better themselves. There is a hell of a lot of growth here. Tell me more about this person's thoughts. You hold my heart. There was like a huge stack and we're not taking that much, so I'm putting that back. If they're meant to come out, they'll come out. We might grab like one more here. So we have you hold my heart. I feel so confused. I just heard anguish. Sorry, that threw me off a little bit. The anguish part. I was like, okay, whoa. No, so I feel so confused. I think is telling to like the back and forth here. Like we were talking about the polarities. Like there's one, you're experiencing one thing like with you, like we were talking about like the highs, right? And then there's like these lows here. So I can see why that is a little confusing. Maybe even a little bit hard to decide on what actually to do here. And with the Lilith being the shadow and things like that, it does feel like they are... Shadow work isn't easy. It does feel like they are faced with growth. And really with the Lilith, with the Chiron together, that makes me think too, like overcoming these wounds, trying to heal or at least not let them control you anymore, bringing awareness to it and stuff like that. It does genuinely feel like this person is growing for sure. Okay, let's get one more, Spirit. There's one more message here. I am going to propose to you. I want to marry you. Maybe they're... Oh, this one was coming out too. I adore you. Yeah, with that Venus and Ceres energy, as much as this connection and you have like challenged this person to mature, to grow, to kind of open up, or at least attempt to open up, you know, they think very highly of you. Which is why, like, through all of this, they just kind of want to connect here. And the birth, that could be like we said, a new beginning, or maybe this person is going through their own type of rebirth. Like, they're definitely changing. I can see that. And with the boundaries here, they're still maybe not ready for like fully diving in, because there's a lot of like sensitivity right now with this person in regards to this. And that doesn't mean that they don't want to or anything like that. And boundaries, you know, in their own way, they're not... It just depends on how you use them, I guess. But I wouldn't say like these boundaries are bad. I would just say that they're just being careful. They just want to be careful is what I would say with that. Okay, so we're going to get some confirmation, and then we're going to get a message for you and see what the cards have to say for you, okay? So, what are some significant zodiac signs? We had Leo coming through here, and I would say Taurus and Libra too, since we had the Empress. We have Aquarius. Oh, more Leo. And Virgo. And Capricorn, last one. I felt like doing 4 for some reason. Some significant initials. We have a G. Looks like we have 2 W's. We have a K. Oh, you can do K-A-Y. You can even spell K. We have an A. An X. A Y. A Z. An I. An H. A C, and an E. So So don't worry too much if this reading resonated, but you don't see like their initial or maybe their zodiac sign. It's just meant to be a little extra confirmation. You know what? For last minute, I just feel really pulled to this deck. So maybe there's like a parting message here for you from this person. Let's see, Spirit. Why am I drawn to this deck? What is this parting message? What is this last and final message for pile 3 here? I don't want to fight anymore. Oh, at the bottom of the deck, it says, I'm embarrassed I acted so immature. Okay, one more. Just because why not? Unblock me right now. Oh my goodness. Oh, I just want to cuddle you and then I don't deserve you. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and get your message now. So we're going to most likely check out the guidebook with this here too. See what that has to say. But first, let's see what the cards are. So, Spirit, what is the message here for pile 3? What does pile 3 need to hear, need to know? We have the skin, the world, completion. So this is the world in this deck. Oh, this is the body deck, by the way. So it's like correlations to body parts and also correlations. It has correlations to Chinese medicine. So we have the Fool with the heart, with self-care. And we have the 3 of water with friendship. Bottom of the deck, we have the kidneys with the Tower, which is upheaval. I want to read some of the guidebooks because it correlates the messages to the body parts. So I kind of want to see what that is here too. Also, I just got this deck like probably like a day or 2 ago. So I'm just as interested in this. And then we'll talk about it intuitively too. So we'll do it all for you. Don't worry. If I freaking can find it. Let's see. Oh, it's the world. Duh, it's the last card. Okay. The skin is the largest organ in your body. It encases you and protects you. It keeps you whole. That sense of wholeness and or completion is the energy of this card. The world is your oyster and all is within your grasp. You can enjoy a satisfied sigh, have a period of joyful rest and contemplation about the journey you have been on in life. There is no situation where this card isn't a great sign. Relationships will turn out well. That promotion will be yours. You will complete the triathlon just fine. That doctorate, not a problem. However, it can be somewhat overwhelming to get this card and its accompanying blessings. This is where contemplation will help. If your journey has been a hard, poor struggle, you can appreciate the rest and affluence that is now your reality. And perhaps you will enjoy it all the more for what it took to get here. Appreciation is best shown by helping others and passing on your good fortune. So if you can, once you've enjoyed all the delights of this abundant time, give some of your time or mentoring to those who are not quite there yet. I love that. I actually love too that we have quite literally the last card of the major arcana and then the first card, which is the heart. When it comes to pumping blood around the body, the heart pumps blood to itself first and nourishes itself before anything else. This is an important principle when doing anything for others. Self-care and self-love is often confused with selfishness. It is as though we think love or care were finite resources that we run down when concentrating on ourselves, leaving less for others. This is not true. Instead, think of them as the water in the canal lock. going to a higher level. You are the boat that must stay in the chamber while the water rises and lifts you up to the level where you can continue your journey out into the world. The chambers of your heart must also fill up with love for yourself before you can project that love forward onto others. When this card comes up in a reading, it is often indicating of where you are holding on to vital energy and perhaps denying either yourself or others the love and care needed. This is a strong card in a relationship readings, but almost always indicates that you need to step back from giving too much of yourself to others. You need to take some risks and begin a journey that will return you to yourself, because it's the Fool with self-care. Very interesting. In the Three of Cups here, it kind of makes me think that Spirit's kind of saying, like, to embrace all the types of connections and all the type of love in your life at this time. That there may be an abundance of it, but sometimes, you know, we have to kind of just remind ourselves that it's there. If you've also been feeling like, you know, this card represents rest. This had a lot of emphasis on rest. This one is like self-care. And then this one is about like hanging out with your friends and stuff. And so there could be a message here of like, if you've been focusing too much on this situation, you know, it wouldn't hurt, and it's not going to hurt to kind of take your attention off of it and just kind of do other things or do whatever it is that you feel like is you want to do in your life too. But I do think that the skin here, you know, being the protection, being that like complete covering, is also a reminder too that you are protected and that you are engulfed in Spirit's love and even on this journey. And I think that regardless of where you feel like you're at or where you may judge yourself, that you are pretty far ahead. And that I think that you're basically at this pinnacle part of your life and your journey where you can say that you've learned a hell of a lot from your experiences, and you can look back on maybe some older experiences and see how much you've grown, how much you've developed, how much thicker your skin quite literally has gotten, and how far, you know, you've gotten yourself. And so it kind of feels like there's a message here for appreciating not just yourself, but like everything that you've been able to endure and everything that you've been able to survive. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to think back to every trauma you've ever been through. That probably wouldn't help, right? I feel like this is more of an uplifting message than anything. And with the Fool card here being the card of self-care, I mean, it would be silly to not say to put yourself first, but also I think that sometimes you underestimate the power of your heart and the fact that it literally has its own built-in sense of guidance and sense of intuition. It literally has, I think they proved that scientifically too, that it has its own like magnetic field, or like it pushes out its own like aura. Like it's very strong, okay? And just like the heart, you know, it constantly is constantly there, and it's constantly working, and it's constantly pumping. So if you feel like you do need rest, I would definitely say this is the message to do that. And I feel as though these messages here, as heavy as they were, you know, in the beginning, there's a lightheartedness that I think Spirit wants to bring back into your life. Be easy on yourself. Go have some fun. Don't take things too seriously. Like, you're at this place where you're like in between, I think, in between cycles, in between that next step, that next journey, whatever that may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing is ending, a new thing is beginning, and that could be you, quite literally, like a season in your life. And so Spirit's right now kind of just saying, like, take it easy. right? Pat yourself on the back, chill out, relax, allow things to happen, go have some fun, go hang around people that love you. You know, go call that friend that, you know, you maybe haven't talked to in a while, or go see that person, or I don't know, go hang out with your mom, or if you can, of course. Not everyone has that luxury, or your siblings, or just, okay, I'm going off now, but you get what I'm saying, right? And Spirit's like, it's time for you to enjoy the things around you. And having fun is self-care too. And resting is self-care. And skin follicles are very interesting too. They grow back. Skin cells are constantly regenerating and constantly growing. And your skin, it can heal itself in a miraculous way when you get a cut, right? And then it scabs up and then it heals. Yeah, you may have a scar and things like that, but you're definitely, you know, capable of regenerating and growing and healing. And so is your heart, you know? And so I feel like you can take this message however it kind of fits to you. With the kidneys and the tower being at the bottom of the deck, like sometimes life can kick our ass, and sometimes our kidneys are like our little filters too, and sometimes for some reason I'm thinking of a kidney stone. Those are like ridiculously, tremendously painful, but it passes. Well, hopefully it passes. I don't know what happens if it doesn't pass. Forgive me, I'm not a doctor, but you know, it passes, and then there's this sense of relief. And so with all of this kind of like metaphorical tangent I'm going on, your body is amazing and so are you. And your body is miraculous and it's capable of miraculous things. And so are you. Okay? And I think that your body's also a reflection of you too. And I'm not talking about just the aesthetic idealization of what we feel like it should look like. I'm talking about how it feels and what it does, and your cells, and like all of the magic and the amazing things that it just does that you don't even have to ask it to do. Like, you don't even have to ask your body to keep you alive. It just does its best to do that. And I just feel like there's a message here of reflecting that as well. Of like, you do that. You do your best. And Spirit's like, just live your life with this 3 of Cups. Look for joyful experiences. Do what you can to enjoy this little life in this body of yours, because it doesn't last forever. And I know that these messages are probably like very far-fetched. You're like, okay, we were talking about a reading, now you're giving me freaking life advice. It's true though. And sometimes we need a reminder. And sometimes the world card can come up when we do need to kind of zoom out. And we need to remember that we literally are on a floating rock in the middle of the universe. Well, it's the middle to us, but you get what I'm saying. In the middle of a universe. And that sometimes our problems and the things that we're looking at aren't, it's not the end of the world, and it's not the whole world, right? There's so much more out there, and there's so much more to experience, and it doesn't even have to be romantic or relationships. It's just kind of like a reminder here. And like I said, I am kind of going off on a little tangent. I'm sorry. But yeah. In the world being completion, the Fool card being new beginnings, and the 3 of Cups, I do think that I'm going to end the message with, there is a very, very, very important life cycle that is ending for you, which means that there's fresh, new beginning, new energy too. So take those risks, take those chances on you, quite literally. Like, the universe is betting on you, and you should too, okay? Not everything has to be what it was. You can look forward to new experiences. You can look forward to new adventures. You can look forward to anything, really, that you want to look forward to. It just depends on what that is and how you want to see it, I guess. Okay. FYI, it is like way later than usual. So I'm going off on these like channeling tangents, and then I'm also like coming back to reality and saying like, holy crap, I'm like really tired. So I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you for listening to me. Even if these tangents mean nothing to you, just thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I also appreciate all of you who like the videos, who comment, who share, who subscribe, and all of that. It really means a lot to me, and I couldn't do it without you. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I appreciate all of you. Hopefully I will see you guys in the next reading, or maybe you can check out some of the timeless tarot content that I already have posted. If you want to see more and you're not subscribed, subscribe for more, and I will see you there.